Hi everyone, I'm JD from Willow Journals. Welcome back to my channel. I am a journaler, journal maker and teacher of journaling courses. Today I am so excited to share with you the final flip through of my finished inspiration journal. So this was a free course that I shared on my channel, a 30-day course with 30 collage prompts to put together your own collage book. And I also put together a course over on my Patreon where I added my journaling and also any photos or ephemera that I wanted to add to the pages. So to check out the collage videos, they are free. They'll always be on my channel. If you want to see the journaling videos, you can head on over to my Patreon. So let's get stuck into this. It could be a bit of a long video. So the first page was a neutral page, and I love this one. This was one of my favorite pages. I think the first page you do is always often one of your favorite pages. I just put my little quote here. This is a freebie over on my Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee that you can download. Our journals are creative biographies where each image and word tells part of our story and shares a piece of who we are. So I believe that to be true about pretty much all of our journals, and especially our collage journals, where we do intentionally add collage pieces and photos and images and textures and words, and yeah, love it. So for my first page, I always like to do a little introduction just to introduce the journal and set the scene. So the name of the journal, what I used for the journal, and why I created the journal. That's what I tend to write at the very front of all of my journals that I start. And so I was just saying how I created this journal at a time when I was lacking inspiration, so that this journal could be a place where I could create and put all the things that inspire me. So yeah, I was going through a bit of a rough time when I created this journal, and this collage process, it just really helped my well-being to be able to put things down on the page that made me happy at a time where I was feeling a bit sad, I guess, and yeah, just going through a hard time. So that's why I want to encourage you with this journal, with any journal. It's always there for you whenever you're going through a rough time. Journaling is a way that we can feel better. For me, anytime that I journal, it makes me feel better. And there's different methods of journaling, of course. You can just write, you can just collage, you can make a photo book, you can, art journal, paint, mixed media journal. But it's whatever journaling you do, there's always something that you can have there for you as a tool to go to that will help with your well-being. So this one, I was trying to show with the journaling portion of this course over on my Patreon that there are so many different ways to journal, and I know lots of people can be intimidated by journaling, but there's so many different ways. If you don't want to do long sentences and pages of writing, that's okay. You can just write one sentence on a journal page, or even one word, or just lists, dot points. So this one, I just kind of wrote a whole bunch of lists and note to self. A journal is a safe place to be yourself, free to create and express yourself. Fill pages with beauty and wisdom, truth, joy, and creativity. All of this. These are just things that were reminders to me about what I could put onto the journal pages: letters, lists, poems, prayers, lessons, insights. And then I put some quotes. A journal is a best friend, a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on. It will never judge you or laugh at you. It gives you pages, you give it you. Like, I don't know, it's just all the things that I think a journal is that I've put on this page, so I love it. And then this one I just wrote about how these Daphne's Diary pages inspired me to, in terms of journaling style, as a style I want to try. I want to try painting or drawing or sketching the things that I see in my daily life and then annotating them. I think that's really cool. So this book, it's a kind of a combination of many things, and one of the things that I put on these pages is simply things that inspire me and things that I want to try out. So yeah, love that. This one, I really enjoy this page too. There's a lot going on, but the journaling prompt was annotate. So I put a whole bunch of different things on the page that were meaningful to me and then annotated them. So nasturtium, my mum taught me the flower nasturtium and that you could eat it, and I had fun eating it. It's kind of got like a little spicy flavour. When I was a kid, I would pick these flowers and munch on them. Anyway, this book from my grandpa. My family used to live on an orchard. My mum's favourite flower was orchid. This reminds me of Keanu just because it's a big cat. And the ring here, the rings, this ties in because Keanu the cat. And then this sapphire ties in with this. This piece sparks memories about my grandma and how she gave me this ring. And this tiara that the lovely Emma gave me. Thank you so much, Emma. Big shout out to her. She gave this to me for my birthday one year. And I opened it during the live birthday party, which was so fun. And she nailed it because I love, the sapphire and the crystals and the silver. And that was just so special, and just those memories and necklaces. I love jewelry and things, and cabin. So I used to play the game of life when I was a kid, and I'd always want the log cabin, even though if I had more money to buy a bigger mansion, I didn't care. I just wanted the log cabin in that game. This one was about fashion, so I stuck on this beautiful lace from excess fabric from a skirt that I had made. And then this was a wardrobe makeover. So I'm slowly getting rid of all my old clothes from back when I was a teenager and updating my wardrobe to wear the clothes that make me feel pretty. So skirts and dresses and things like that. So this page is gorgeous as well. Really simple page. All I did was write 3 favourite songs. So one year my favourite song was Shut Up and Dance by Walk the Moon, which is our party song for the party lives when we play Pass the Parcel. The live version is called Musical Comments. Of Monsters and Men was my favourite song last year, Little Talks. Little Talks by Monsters of Men was my favourite song last year. And my favourite song so far this year is Talk Too Much by Coin. And I just found it interesting or fascinating that these songs all had something to do with talking. Anyway, by the way, I have a blog where occasionally I'll put up things I love, and whenever I have a favorite song, I'll include a link to the YouTube video where you can see or listen to all my favorite songs. And sometimes I put up photos of things I love or little clips or things I love. So if you're interested in that, that's just like my little online diary of things I love throughout my life. So over here we have I added these photos of some beaches near me, just down the road, because this is where I live in Bowen. So it goes like this. You can't see because I put paint over it, but there's ocean here, and so I live about here, and it takes 10 minutes to get anywhere in Bowen, pretty much. So like 1 minute to get to this beach, 10 minutes to get to that beach. Well, not even, it's probably more like 7 minutes to get to that beach, or maybe even 5. Bowen's pretty small. And just being thankful for living in this place. And this was my favourite place, Airlie Beach. So added some photos of Airlie Beach and just a list of why I like Airlie Beach. And this one was the personality page. And I just put some selfies, some current selfies to remind me of what I look like currently. And then just all the personality tests that I've done. I'm an INFJ currently for Myers-Briggs, the typology index. I'm a number 1 on the Enneagram, which is, I think, the advocate or the reformer. I'm a C on DISC. I'm a thinker-feeler for this other test, number 22. Oh, yeah, that was for the numerology one. Again, all of these, I don't necessarily think they're scientific or anything, definitely not, but when I read the things I'm like, oh my gosh, that's me. And if it puts into words something that I feel like is me that I've never been able to articulate before, it gives me like a light bulb moment, and it helps me to embrace something about myself or work on something. So even though I don't feel like these are scientific at all, I think they can be helpful if they reveal something about yourself that can help you in your life. So anyway, another one was the what's it called? Strengths Finder, and these were my top 5: intellection, input, deliberative, learner, and belief. And this one I wanted to revisit. Actually, I want to do a page on this because I was looking at it again. I did my test ages ago, and when I was re-looking at these, I was like, oh my gosh, Yes, these are still true. I need to look at that again. This one all about blooming, and I added a pressed flower here. Isn't that beautiful, this pressed flower? It's bougainvillea, and it just turned out so vibrant and beautiful. So yeah, I stuck that down with some washi tape and just talked about blooming and how the thorns can turn into roses, metaphorically, in my vision here, and the wilderness can turn into a garden. This one I wrote a story, so here's another journaling style example. You might just want to write one story. So I could write so much about my cat, but I just chose one specific story about him and how he went to the vet and how he became super cuddly after his visit to the vet. This one, I added some pieces of fabric from my grandma and just wrote about memories of grandma, a little dot point list. I love this one because of the texture added to the page. This one I just wrote about all the books, not all the books, but a lot of the books that I read or were read to us at primary school. So my teachers read us books, the librarian read us books, and I just wrote down my favourite books or the ones that were most memorable from that time. And then this one I just wrote about how this became my favourite movie and some other movies that I remember from my childhood. Oops, skipped a page. This one I just wrote about my favourite colours. This one I wrote my favourite quote, and I love this page. This is one of my favourite pages. There is gold and glitter in the dirt and darkness. Keep showing up long enough and you will always find the gold. The gold meaning the good things in life. And specifically for me, that means the beauty, the wisdom, the joy, the love, the kindness. This one's all about my gallery wall that I'd love to have. And I've already started it a little bit, which you can see. Where is it? Here, that's my gallery wall. I love my gallery wall, one, because it's capturing memories, two, because it's decorative for my room, but three, because it's a photo wall for me to do selfies on. So yeah, just writing about the things I would like in my room. Fairy lights, bookshelves, bookcases. This one, I told the story of how I got my grandpa's typewriter. This one, I wrote my favourite poem. I read this out over on my Patreon for the journaling course for Patreon. And I'll read it out here for you now, but I won't go into why it speaks to me. I go into all that detail over on the course over on Patreon. So my favourite poem is In the Desert by Stephen Crane. In the desert, I saw a creature, naked, bestial, who, squatting upon the ground, held his heart in his hands and ate of it. I said, "Is it good, friend?" "It is bitter." "Bitter," he answered, "but I like it because it is bitter and because it is my heart." Now I know you'll be like, what the heck, that's your favourite poem? That's gruesome, that's horrible. If you want to know why that's my favourite poem, why it hits me so deeply and connects with me, head on over to my Patreon. This one is dedicated to dreams, and one of my dreams that came true, and just a list of how my dream came true. My ballet dream. It's never too late to dream. I started ballet as an adult at the age of 26, and at the age of 26 I thought it was over, the dream, but performed in a tutu, have point shoes now, and I'm teaching ballet. Like crazy, absolutely crazy. Performed in a musical, like absolutely crazy. Person you admire, Johanna Clough, of course, for me. Another person I admire, Amity Bloom, and my love of different treasures. So this is a page dedicated to what I consider to be treasures. And I just wrote a list of what I think are treasures and how Amity Bloom inspired me. Letter, my letter to the world. I read this out to you in the actual video. This is not my current address, so I'm happy sharing that. Please don't send mail to this address. I do not live there anymore. Yeah, but definitely believe this. You are so loved. You are so loved. Treat yourself well. Be kind to yourself. This one is all about my pets. All the different pets that I had in my life. This one is all about being inspired by the book Spilling Open by Sabrina Ward Harrison and how she inspired me to collage journal. This one I added fabric, some of my favorite pieces of fabric, and texture to the page, and how this book, this fashion book, inspires me in terms of trying out different journaling styles. And I just wrote about different journaling methods I want to try, adding color swatches, taping pieces in, writing on masking tape, that kind of stuff. This one is how Daphne's Diary inspires me with this introduction, and so trying to come up with my own little introduction or profile. This one about the book Granny Chic and how it inspires me again with the layout and how I want to create my own book journal. And then this one all about my symbol of the fox and how while the fox never really speaks, whispered the boy. Hang on, let me try that again. While the fox never really speaks, they are still happy that the fox is with them. And it was like, oh, that's so encouraging. And my belief that when you're honest, it's always interesting. And I believe our journals are one of the most honest places where we are revealed. And for me, you know, my background, I grew up feeling and wanting to be silent and invisible. And so my journaling when I was a kid throughout my life has been my voice. It's been my way to be seen and be in the world, because often, even if I didn't intend to be silent and visible, I still often felt silent and invisible. So even now, my journals are a place where I can be on the page, where I can be in the world and have a voice. And I hope that is the same for you. And so the journal for me is sort of the place where I'm the most real. I'm the most real on my journal pages. And I guess that's one of the reasons why it's so therapeutic. So that is my collage journal completed, and I love it so much. I'm going to continue collage journaling, I think, throughout my life, or at least just for this season. It's what I'm loving at the moment. If you enjoyed this course, feel free to continue with it. Maybe you still have some pages in your journal, or like me, you finished your journal. But if you're still loving it, honestly, just grab another book, grab another journal and keep going. I hope with all of my courses, it just encourages you to have a lifelong practice of journaling. That's the aim of these courses, is that you don't just do it for the duration of the course, but you'll continue to have this lifelong journaling practice because it helps so much with well-being. And I can't speak highly enough of journaling. If you haven't finished it yet, don't worry, the videos will always be on my channel, so go at your own pace. It will always be there with you, and you can always revisit it. If you finish the course and in a year's time you're like, hey, I really want to do that collage course again, you will create something different. That's why I say with my courses as well, if you want to keep doing them, you can, because at different times of your life you will document different things. So you can take this whole course again if you want, and like I said, it's free, so it will always be there for you, and you will document different things. If you have finished the course and you want to add journaling to your pages, like I said, there are also journaling videos, daily videos over on my channel, over on my Patreon, sorry. So if you are stuck and you're like, oh, I want to keep going with this journal, you can head on over there and watch daily videos with how I add my journaling and just, you know, more personal sharing over there on my Patreon. If that doesn't interest you at all, you can try some other journaling courses as well. I have the Anchor Journal course. Some people have been very keen to try that one because we do a lot of collage work in that one too, using magazine images and pieces from your own life. We also have the Willow journal course, which is like a beginner basics or for advanced journalists but who just want lots of other ideas and inspiration. And we've got an art journal course too, which is more about self-expression and for well-being. So if you're interested in any of those three courses, all the information is down below in the description box. But if you want any more information or to register, you just need to email me so I can send you the link to those course websites. And I will be continuing working on more courses. I love teaching journaling courses. This is right up my alley. It goes hand in hand with what I believe in and what I love doing myself and what I wanted to encourage other people to do. So I can see myself always continually teaching journaling courses. I'm currently working on a faith journaling course where I'm thinking of working through the Psalms together, and I'm also working on maybe another art well-being course with maybe some live workshops where we can journal together, come and meet once a week maybe and journal together during a live. So those are the two that I'm currently thinking about, but I've got many more, many more ideas. I've still got the keepsake course, the gold course, the treasure course in the back of my mind, and the biography course. So if you have any other ideas for faith journaling courses, or any journaling course, because I know a lot of you are keen on the faith course. I think that's the one that most people are wanting at the moment. But yeah, if you have any other suggestions, I'm loving putting these courses together. It's so fun. And yeah, I'll let you know more about the courses tomorrow as well, because then on the 1st of July, that's when all the courses will start running again. So yeah, I hope you are all doing really well. I hope you're having so much fun journaling. Feel free to keep sharing your inspiration journal course photos with me over on Instagram or Facebook. Just tag me so I can see them. And yeah, hope you're doing so well. And I'm rambling now, so I will see you guys in the next video. Journal your life because your stories matter. Bye, guys. Special thank you to all my beautiful patrons who supported in May. Thank you for allowing me to do this for another month. I hope you absolutely love being a patron and all the extra rewards you get over on my Patreon. You get access to extra videos and printables and personal updates, first access to my journals, and much more. So if you'd like to become a patron in June, feel free to check out the link in the description box to my Patreon.